Really? Told you that. Of course. I love it. This is what happens when you break your computer stand. Okay, so I was going to record this and just post it later, but apparently I don't have enough memory on my phone. No, to absolutely nobody that's listening. I'm pretty sure this probably will get recorded and you play it back later. Who knows? So, anyways, I decided to do this because I'm busy trying to put in posing and making it look pretty. And my painting technique has always been put on my base so I can apply whatever color so it really pops and come back later and trim everything up and even make it look all pretty. So normally I would discuss, I was just making a video about how I made this, what I was doing with it, how I was working on it, and who was it going for. But today I decided to do something a little different. As you can hear, purifier is probably making a noise in the background. Sorry, can't be helped. Really does interfere with a lot of my stuff when I'm trying to record, but can't really be helped. See, kind of leads into what I want to video today. I don't put out a lot of videos, and I wish I did because this little YouTube thing actually does look like a lot of fun. Also looks like a lot of work, but you know, I enjoy YouTube. There are streaming services that I will pay month to month for. Some I will quit because they're just boring. Others I stick with because I like rewatching stuff. Like I've watched almost every isekai that's dubbed that I can find on Crunchyroll, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I'll still go back and watch it again. Like um, I just got just one watching the Eighth Sun. There's an Eighth Sun. You've got to be kidding. Anyways, I watched that several times. There's another one on there about these. They call them night riders or night runners or something like that. It's about magical mecha and everything, and I just really like the idea. I wish I'd thought about it when I was running a Mechton for the guys, and I could do a magic school mecha game. So, what did I want to start this blog or start blogging for tonight? Trying something different? Yeah. But recently, I was watching The Quartering, and he was talking about influencers, body positive influencers, rotund, heavy set, over 400-pound um, body influencers, positive body influencers. and how they have been glamorizing being fat, and they've told people, you know, something that they constantly say, fat is healthy. You know, my opinion is that's wrong. That's deadly wrong. I'm currently suffering from being overweight. My body is kind of destroyed. My joints in my knees have to be replaced because I've carried around so much weight for so long that they're destroyed. They've literally torn through the cartilage and they're starting to grind into my bones. When I can stand, I usually tremble. The pain is so massive that my whole body shakes. It's, it's a lot to deal with. That's because I let myself get obese, morbidly obese, as the doctor says. And I, for one, do not agree with these idiots who saying fat is fabulous. And let me stress the point. I'm not talking about the chick that's a little bit plump, or the guy that's got a pot belly, or the dude that's just stocky built and a little bit overweight. I'm talking about people that, I guess, like me, who have literal fat rolls in place, who have fat growths that pose all kinds of health problems, who are completely exhausted when they try to move and are short of breath. In fact, the doctor diagnosed me with this funny sounding syndrome. I actually had to look this up, and it actually is a real syndrome. It's called Pickawickin syndrome. I know. The first thing I thought when he told me this, I thought he was talking about, you know, Wiccan? What? But I was told that it's a combination of effects that facilitate a problem where I cannot exhale enough of the carbon or CO2 that builds up in my lungs. See, everybody is supposed to have this normal reaction where you process out just as much CO2 as you process oxygen or something like that. And you're supposed to be able to easily get rid of it. But if you're overweight, have high blood pressure, prone to heart disease or something like that, and it's a whole condition, a whole added bunch of crap, all comes together that basically means you suffocate. And although I'd love to say it's as simple as I'm out of shape, I'm exhausted, I huff and puff because I'm so fat, I got to lift off 600 pounds. I'm exhausted before I even take a step. Well, yeah, it does feel like that, but also it's because I really can't breathe. When I was younger, my average weight used to be around 380, 365 to 380. And yeah, I played football that way. I had more muscle than fat. I still played. I even went so far as that from my late 20s through to my early 40s, I fought in this beautiful combat sport with the SCA, Society of Creative Anachronisms, heavy sword fighting, 60 to 85 pounds of armor from head to toe, anywhere from 3 to 6 hours a day. It's a lot of fun. I mainly did it because at the time I had very bad family issues. I had problems with my dad, who I wish was still here so that I could tell him I'm sorry. I didn't understand that you were facing down cancer and all the fake apologies I thought you were making simply because you were forgetful and fake. But I never knew that till he was actually in bed at the hospital. He was dying of cancer. All that time, all those months beforehand, and he was still active and getting his affairs in order. Never knew. So, like a lot of things me and Dad butt heads on, just thought he was being an ass, trying to push one over on me. No, that wasn't the case. But back to what I was saying, all these influencers saying fat's good, should have positive body. I do have positive body. There's a point of me that realizes because of my genetics, I'll never be a smart man. I'm genetically disposed, or you know what I mean, genetically inclined to be a heavy set individual. That doesn't say I have to be fat. It just says I have to be a heavy set individual, which I don't have a problem with. I like being a big, imposing guy. I just don't want to be the guy that's 480 pounds. And trust me when I say that's me coming down in weight. Even sitting in this chair, because I can't walk, so I can't really exercise all that much, I managed to drop 30 pounds. Yeah, it's a drop in the bucket, but I gotta start somewhere. And this is what I wanted to say while I'm here painting, is that no one ever should strive to be morbidly obese. No one should ever think that you are so many tons overweight that you have something to celebrate. Don't want to play down big girls. But when a guy or a girl is big enough to take up two, almost three seats, It's time to start dieting. By the way, you guys ever do a diet that works? Do paleo. When I was DJing at a titty bar, all I did was sit around, play music, and eat horrible fast food. This is back when I was active. And I started putting on the pounds. And one of my dancers said, "Hey, started to notice you putting on some weight there." I'm like, "Yeah, I just can't really find a diet that works for me." So she introduced me to paleo. Within the first week of strict adherence to the paleo diet, 25 pounds vanished. Then in the 4 or 5 months after that, I lost 165 pounds. You might ask, why am I not doing that right now? Because paleo isn't cheap. A true paleo diet eliminates bread, butter, dairy, peanuts, legumes, uh, cane sugars, beet sugars, anything dairy, and you're just left with meat and vegetables and clarified butter. Basically, that means taking the milk solubles out of butter and just having the margarine. Also, my cooking oil, olive, and vegetable oil. That's still me. That still freaks me out. How do you get oil out of vegetables? I mean, I know the process. I've seen the process. Vegetables are not oily. But you're also talking about you're going to be eating a lot of meat. And it's a good diet if you love meat. But it's really expensive. It's funny how the things that actually work are really expensive. Anything that might prolong your life costs way too much. Like anybody could benefit from this, but produce, fresh produce, costs an arm and a leg. I'm kind of dancing all over the place, ain't I? But that is that's how I tend to have most conversations, all over the place and then some. So this is my little slice of whatever. When I sit here and work on my models, make helmets for customers and friends alike, remember what my life was like when I could walk around. Try to keep hope alive enough to keep fighting this fight so that one day come out ahead. Plan to get a gastric bypass. The doctors are worried because of my weight. I'm going to die on the operating table, which, as far as I understand, is a legitimate concern. And like I was saying, after watching the quartering and seeing how many of the body positive plus fat sized influencers died before they were even 35. Got me to thinking. I'm, I'm 51. I'm beating the odds. I'm fighting every day. So I don't want to leave the party just yet. I finally got my life pretty much where I want it. I have a regular paycheck that comes. My needs are taken care of. I pay my own rent, my own bills. So I wouldn't say it's perfect, but considering things could be a lot worse. I see it almost every day over here. People living on the street, the unusual transients that I see out here. A couple of months ago, I saw my first babbling street person. Looked like he was strung out on meth or something. He was he was dancing down the street to his own tune and talking to everything. In fact, at one point, he actually proposed marriage to like a tree. Not kidding. So things could be worse. It could be a lot worse. There's a lot of things I miss doing. A lot of things I hope to get back to doing. Like I miss my bike. I have a lot of great memories riding down the beach roads with a real cute lady behind me. Sexy little pink haired thing. A tall, leggy redhead with her legs wrapped around me, riding over to Louisiana. Yeah, I miss riding a lot. Riding was fun. I'm not going to say I'm going to hope to get back to that. I'm just going to say at a point I will be back there. But yeah, being overweight and having problems like this because of my overweight is nothing to celebrate. If anything, it is meant to correct everything. You should be driven to at least put yourself down 200 pounds, 300 pounds. How just huge is something you should never aspire to. Just never. Well, let's see how far I've gotten. Ooh, I gotta do these next. But it's starting to get there. All I gotta do is trim that up, make it look pretty. Unfortunately, somebody made off with my silver paint. Somebody else, the blonde, will remain nameless, knocked over my air compressor and broke my rattle can attachment. You know, the little mix jar that you can mix up any paint you want and put on that little fast hose so you can spray like a rattle can. Oh, yeah, that broke too. Oh, and the brand new, have not even used it, AK-47 spray gun. I think it's AK-47. It's AK something. It's really nice. Cost me what was it? I bought it used for $100. Really great deal. Trade a couple of Marines for it too. Um, a chaplain, and I think he needed two more Terminators to fill out a Terminator squad he was working on. Plus $100. He got broke too by this same dumb blonde. So I don't have any silver to work with whatsoever. I really wanted to get crazy, and I have thought about this. I do have still in my calligraphy set gold leaf. It'd be a pain in the ass, but I could do it. So here's my public service announcement. Be fat. Never be obese. 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 Rotundly big. And like a lot of things I see in society, like the same thing of when I go on Facebook, here's my profile. I say the word nigga. You're banned. I'm black. It's it's basically my part of my heritage. It's part of my culture. Well, you can't say it. Nobody else can say it, and that's hate speech. You gotta be crazy. I even spelled it the right way too. Still banned. Like I got told by my door. Funny story. I started at Sammy's, DJ'd at Sammy's here in Pensacola, and I was I was raised by my white mother, not my white mother and my black mixed race father. Nope. So as you can tell, I don't speak anything like a black guy at all. I just don't. So when I got to Sammy's, I remember I walked in there and went up to my bouncer, said, "What, nigger?" He's like, "What did you just say?" I'm like, "Did I say it wrong?" He's like, "You don't sound black." I'm like, "Well, was you raised by a white mama, a white family?" Yeah. I. So he calls over one of the other um, bouncers, and he's like, "See, nigga." He's like, "No, you still add the R in there. It's nigga." So for like 3 months before I could even go up to my DJ booth, both my bouncers would stop me at the door and say it right. Nigga, nope, you still got that R in there. Finally, 3 months later, I finally get it right. And they're like, now you got it. Okay, now you're good. So yeah, uh, so yeah, it's like it's a cultural thing, but in open society, apparently I'm not supposed to say it. Have you ever listened to rap? Have you ever listened to any normal ass black man on the street talk? The same thing with this. Be fat. Just don't be uber fat. Mm, chubby. Don't be rotund. Personal experience. I don't like this. I hate this. I'm trying very hard to get rid of all this because I don't want to die in the next 2 years because I'm so fat and fucking overweight. And if you think being this size is positive, you're an idiot. Well, this concludes my experiment for going live on Facebook. No, sorry, YouTube. That pick a weekend problem. Kind of happens when I talk a lot. Guess how difficult that makes GMing a game. Dungeon Master, why are you choking? Are you trying to imitate one of the dying NPCs? Oh, you fool! Give me my inhaler! Remember to always be well. Print whatever you want. But most of all, enjoy 3D printing. See you later.